Howdy folks, Justin here, and this is Mid-Sorcerer. This is not a very popular deck right now, but I think it's a really good one. We've seen a little bit of it in the Master Series tournaments, piloted most notably by Burn the Sky. But I think this deck is strong, and with the balance patch coming up, I don't think that you need to worry about this deck getting hit. My build is what you see ahead of you, very, very straightforward. Very aggressive. Some 1-drops in Crown Quartermaster and Mudcrab Merchant. A host of 2-drop creatures that are, as effectively costed as you can get. A couple Sorcerer's Negations just to push, those small amounts of damage, maybe to take out a guard creature. A drain creature at some point. And then a bunch of just undercosted minions in the form of Haunting Spirit, Young Mammoth, Bleak Coast Troll, Corrupted Shade, and I like Indomitable Ordinator at the top because I think it's pretty good against Hlaalu, and I think that it's pretty good against Tribunal Control, actually, which has been slightly more popular lately. And you have Royal Sage to roll a dice and get lucky. The deck could easily get you to Legend. It's competitive, and I said last week I wanted to make an effort to put some competitive high-level deck concepts on the channel. We saw Uprising Scout a couple times last week. This week, I'm bringing you Mid-Sorcerer because I think the deck's real strong, and give it a go. I will join you for a few games. Howdy folks, Justin here. Today we're going to hop onto the ladder with Mid-Sorcerer, or Mid-Scuttler, Scuttler, as I have, in my genius, named it. This is a pretty straightforward deck. It's kind of just my take on the archetype. I was going to try to run cute stuff that we have the Sorcerer Mirror, stuff that I kind of enjoy running in more ridiculous decks, but I promise to make more content featuring competitive style decks, and I think this deck's pretty good, especially since we have the ring. I could just curve out like this. I'm going to try that. Sorcerer's Negation does not kill Barrowstalker, and it trades with their 2s and 3s with Ward, so I'm going to try this. And hopefully get some Barrowstalker Royal Sage value. I'm a big fan of value. Let's roll. More Spymaster. Hell yeah. Alright. I'm going to play the Young Mammoth just because the Young Mammoth lets me save the Camelorn Heroes for when I need reach, and it's harder to remove. Alright, so we got a Soul Split and a Stormhold Henchman. Okay. Well, I'm just going to play the Royal Sage first and hope for Ward on one of these guys. Breakthrough, lethal. Alright, that works. I'm going to remove that and go face. And next turn, Camelorn Hero, or if I draw another 2-drop, play double 2-drop. Opponent doing some cool stuff, though. I have to give them props for that. A little Mummify action. Okay, another Royal Sage. Actually, I will just play that. Get some more keywords on here. Maybe now we get Ward. No, now we have Regenerate, Rally, Ward, Guard. Okay. Well, we'll get some Rally on, which is always appreciated. Royal Sage is a huge payoff for these early aggressive decks. The multiple keywords are pretty fantastic. Daggerfall Mage. Okay. Trespasser's Bane. Alright. Just gonna keep swinging. Get the Rally out there.
You can't escape. Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
And, yeah.
I used to be an adventurer.
Play as much as I can each turn. Opponent is on Ice Storm. But they can't, they'll still die if they play an Ice Storm. Be left with a couple of 2/2s and a Camelorn Hero. Playing it out, though. Playing it out. What keeps them alive? Yep. There's the Ice Storm. Here's the lethal with Camlorn Hero getting it done. There we go. Straightforward, strong deck. We'll be right back for another one. Alright, we are back for a second game with Sorcerer. If you guys haven't heard, there are going to be some balance changes in the next couple days. I think actually they'll be dropping next week because they want to have maximum time after the Elder Scrolls Legends Master Series qualifiers are over before the tournament at QuakeCon. So I think that window is next week. I think we're getting 6 nerfs and 1 buff, which is kind of exciting. So this is the the end of this meta, I guess, if you will. But I would find it hard to believe if Mid Sorcerer was one of the targeted archetypes in those balance changes. This hand looks pretty solid. Mudcrab Merchant, Dragentail Savior, Haunting Spirit. Kept a 1-drop. Is it Serethi Scion? Is it Serethi Scion? It's Sharpshooter Scout to my face. Wow. Well, I'm just going to play the Dragentail Savior. Next turn, that lets me Mudcrab Merchant and Dragentail Savior, and potentially get a much larger Dragentail Savior. That's the card they kept. It's a Fiery Imp. Wow. This is an aggressive opponent. Let's Mudcrab Merchant. I probably don't want my opponent to have a Mighty Ally. But I will just take their stuff off the board. I have 7 on the board. They're going to break a rune. We don't have a very high prophecy count at all. But I like this. I like this a lot. Probably land the Haunting Spirit next turn. Battle Rage Orc. Okay. Crown Quartermaster will give me something to play alongside the Haunting Spirit. So, yeah, let's do that.
I keep a spare blade
And now we are way ahead on board. If they trade here, we just take that and we play Dagger and Daggerfall Mage probably over here. Sharpshooter Scout value. Okay. Well, it's hard to argue with those results. Orc Clan Captain opponent is going to try to race us. Okay. Huh. Well, let's play a Mudcrab Merchant. Take the Tome.
Too late for you. The longer the odds, the sweeter.
Alright, I think we win this race. Well, that prophecy could change things. Took the Tome for additional reach next turn to try to get lethal. Opponent with 9 on board. A Sharpshooter Scout. Okay, so the opponent recognizes they need to make some trades. Next turn I can do some trades of my own if it's necessary. Tome, trade, something like that.
The forest will not suffer.
Earthbone Spinner on my 5/3. Okay. So I'm going to have 7 on board when this is over. Another Fiery Imp. Trades. Swings. Bleak Coast Troll. So we have 3, 9, 10, 11. Two magic off of having lethal. Can only play 1 card this turn. I have to remove that. I think I also have to play The Dark Harvester.
Did I stutter or something?
Too late for you.
Alright. If they have another silence effect, we could be dead. They would need a silence effect plus like a steel scimitar.
I like our odds.
Tier. Okay. Without an equipment, a Gavel of the Ordinator would be great for him here, but without equipment, this is pretty solid for us. Ravenous Hunger. What do you think? What do we think if this swings? I get a firebolt. I'm sorry, lightning bolt prophecy. Direct to the forehead.
The day is mine.
Royal Sage. So without a prophecy, this is lethal. Or if it hits this, and it does, probably should have just swung that into there so it was guaranteed, but I was too excited to see the move, so I only saw half of it. Be right back. Alright, we are here for a third game with Mid Sorcerer. How did Mudcrab Merchant do? It did okay. You know, it did some stuff. I have no complaints, really. I like that it draws cards. I don't really care what they are. You can find a value for them. And I just never want to run out of resources. And I think it's a lot stronger than the alternatives in this deck. Like the 3-1 that shuffles a copy of itself into your deck when it dies. The card's good. I think this one's better. Opponent is Kamikosti. I'll keep this hand. 3 games in a row with the ring. Now, Scout, however, is going to be a different beast. Our other 2 opponents were kind of racing us. Scout is, there are tier 1 Scout lists, so we will see how we do. Alright, start with a Ward Crafter. I like leading with the Ward Crafter over the Dragontail Savior because it swings into a Fighter's Guild recruit pretty well.
The watch is mine.
Okay, it's Old Gate Warden. So this is Ring of Imaginary Might, maybe? Young Mammoth, no point in swinging. Dude has Regenerate. I haven't seen this card in a long time. I like it. I like it. It's fun. But I haven't seen it in a while.
I stand to serve.
Bruma Armor. This is almost certainly a Ring of Imaginary Might deck.
The longer the odds.
Okay, this puts some more stats on the board. And should let us get through this Bruma Armor. I mean, our removal is super limited. So we want to swing into things. Dark Guardian, okay. That is not a huge deal. Play our own Dark Guardian. So
Too late for you.
Wrong place for a midnight stroll.
yeah, we'll start the Dark Guardian train. Once I get the second Dark Guardian down, I don't even mind hitting a Prophecy. I would be sad if my opponent whipped out an Ice Storm next turn, but my opponent is playing Scout. Alright, so this is fine for us. Ooh, I got a Royal Sage, right? Get lethal on one of these guys.
You're in need of my wisdom.
Regenerate, guard, lethal, ward, regenerate. So we're going to swing this one in,
Stroll.
proceed to Facetown.
Too late for you.
Man, Royal Sage. It's a hell of a drug. And then next turn we drop 2 3s, which is another reason I like playing the Royal Sage there.
I'll lead my family to glory.
Astrid, okay.
Always courtesy first.
It's pretty good.
Too late for you.
escape.
Your blood will spill.
You can't escape.
You kind of hope for a prophecy, right, when you have 2 Dark Guardians in play. That's okay. So yeah, this deck wins by well, the Ring of Magic is a huge part of it, but it wins by putting incredibly effectively costed creatures onto the board every turn as fast as possible and proceeding to face. It's strong and it could get you to Legend easily.